Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to understand before starting running your Facebook ads or Instagram ad campaigns to promote your soccer business in your region. So I'll show you step by step of the numbers that you need to keep track of on the back end to make sure that you're having a profitable campaign. The video that you're about to watch was a highlight from a conversation that I had with a mindset coach a couple of days ago. So it's not specific to the soccer academy club industry, but it definitely delivers on what you need to know before starting campaigns, regardless of your industry, your niche, and even the channels that you want to run your ads on. It doesn't matter if you want to run on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, Google, YouTube. I guarantee to you that this video is going to be valuable. So like always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, but you can also join our community at skool.com/soccerleads, where you're going to have direct access to me and my team to also ask questions to us. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.
A great way of being able to reach people beyond who already follows you or already like your page on Facebook, for example. Because when you're posting on Facebook and Instagram, yes, you can reach people that don't follow you yet. But most of the people, especially if your video don't go viral, which is what happens with most videos out there, they only get targeted to people that already follow you. They already know you, right? And it's not a problem necessarily. I think it's really important to post on social media because in a branding standpoint, like be present. But if you really want to go beyond and reach people, your target audience beyond, you need to run ads, right? So what happens is basically you're paying Facebook, you're paying Instagram to show your stuff to potential clients, potential customers. That's how it works. You're buying eyeballs, their attention, right? That's how I like to look at it. So the cool part about Facebook and Instagram is that they have over 52,000 data points in each user. So they know a lot of information about people who are hanging around those platforms, right? And what happens is you can use that as your advantage when you're advertising and choose demographics or psychographics of your audience and target that specifically. So for example, if you're, I'm sure that's not your case, but let's say for example, you only work with women from specific age groups. You can target ads specifically for women within those specific age groups. If you're only working with clients in the state of Arizona, you can target only the state of, you can be very selective with who you're showing your ads to. And like I said, the ads are great, but they're not the full solution. This is another thing that I want you to keep in mind. Having a strong sales funnel, a landing page, is as important as having your ads out there. It's what most entrepreneurs, business owners tend to overlook. It's what happens after the click is made, right? Because at the end of the day, what ads are getting you are clicks, are people to click on your stuff and get to your page. What happens after there? The ads itself won't be able to determine what's going to happen. If you have a landing page that's low or that sucks, people are not going to engage with it. They're not going to click on it. They're not going to submit the form or do whatever action that you're asking them to do inside the book a call with you or whatever is that action. One of the things like I want to show you here, I think this is really important, is think about the concept of a sales funnel. When you're running ads, you are paying Facebook and Instagram for eyeballs, so for reaching people, right? Like I said, those people could be specific locations, demographics, psychographics, interests, behaviors, but they're just people. There's a metric that determines how much it's going to cost you to reach those people, and that metric is called the CPM. It's right there. Basically, the CPM is the cost for reaching 1,000 people. And that specific metric, that specific cost really varies. And who determines that is Facebook and Instagram, because it's an auction. If you are targeting, a broad audience that has a bunch of people across the nation, it's going to be much cheaper CPM because there's so much more offer eyeballs that they can distribute your content to. The more people you're reaching, the broader your audience, cheaper usually it is for you to target them. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, the CPM, it's something that you cannot really control. I mean, there are ways of remediating it if your CPM is too high, of course. So a good media buyer, who's the person who manages your campaigns for you, is usually able to have some strategies to decrease your CPM if that's your problem. But what we've seen across the board is that an average CPM on Facebook and Instagram is about $20, 15 to 20. So for every $15 to $20 that you spend in ads, you're usually going to be reaching 1,000 people. That's the rule of thumb right there. So let's say, for example, you spend $1,000 in a month. If you spend $1,000 in a month and for every $20 you're reaching 1,000 people, you're reaching 50,000 people. Right? That's the idea. That's your top of your funnel. Let's say you reach 50,000 people. not everyone will click on your ad. Actually, just a small percentage of people will actually click on it. You should expect only 1 to 3% of people to click on your ads. That's the benchmark that I've seen in the market. Okay, so you want to aim for anything that's above 1% click-through rate. That's the name of the metric. So CTR stands for click-through rate, and that's basically how many people, what's the percentage of people that saw your ad and actually clicked on it. That's the CTR. You want to aim a CTR above 1%. If your CTR is below 1%, that means that your ad is the problem, not anything else, because it's not getting enough attention to get clicks. So in this example, I'm going to say that our click-through rate is 2%. So if 2% of 50,000 people that I showed you right here click, that's about 1,000 clicks. And it happens again. Not everyone that clicks will become a lead, will submit a form or book a call with you. An average opt-in rate for a landing page in the market, it's 8%. So if your landing page is just asking for their contact information like name, email, and phone number, which is what most forms in landing pages do, you should be converting at least at 8%. Okay. If you're converting less than 8%, it means that your landing page needs improvement. You see, so this is the cool part about the funnel. When you break down and analyze number by number, you're able to assess where exactly you need to make the changes. So you know exactly where to improve. Is it the ad? Is it the landing page? And then I'll show you the other steps as well. If 8% of my clicks, which were 1,000, click and submit their contact information, become leads, we have 80 leads, right? That's 8% of 1,000 people. This already gives us our first metric, a monetary metric to keep track of, which is our cost per lead. We call it CPL, right? So if you divide the $1,000 that you invested by the 80 leads that you generated, you get the $12.50 CPL, or cost per lead. So the CPL is basically divide how much you spent by the amount of leads you got, and you're gonna know exactly how much you pay per lead. In this case, specifically, for every $12.50 that this person spent in ads, they got a new lead coming in the door, right? That's the idea here. But that's the thing. Not all of the 80 leads that we generated here will also book with you, right? Actually, the booking rates, it's usually around 20%, but that varies according to industry. Okay, this that I'm showing right now, this is the booking rate for the Soccer Academy industry. I'm in B2B sales, and my booking rate, it's probably around 35%. But this example, we expect 1 in every 5 leads to book a trial. What that means is like 20% booking rate, right? And you also keep track of that number. How to keep track of the number? Well, we just look at the number of leads, the number of booked appointments, and you just divide that, and you get your conversion rate right there. And then last, you have the closing rate, which is not everyone that books an appointment with you will actually become a customer. So when you're dealing with one-on-one sales calls like you are probably doing and I'm doing in my business, you should be aiming for a 15 to 25% closing rate. I think that's pretty good, benchmark right there. I'm assuming that, like there are a lot of business owners, a lot of coaches out there that close at much higher conversions than that. But that's there should be a minimum, right? 1 every 4 calls that you hop on should be able to sign up with you. And then if you do that, if you divide the amount of invested in ads in the beginning to start with, which in this case was $1,000, by the amount of customers that you were able to acquire, you got your CAC, which is your cost per acquisition of customer, CAC. That's in this case $250. So that's how much this advertiser paid for each customer that came in the door. And that's the ads game. You're paying to acquire customers, right? So what you're going to take in consideration is that, okay, this person had this cost, so do we have enough margins to keep up with this customer? In your case, I know that you're selling, coaching programs, so I'm assuming that yes. But it's just always good to keep in mind, how much am I willing to spend per customer, to acquire a new customer, right? How much is it going to make sense for my gross margins in my service to still be, acceptable? So always have a goal for cost per acquisition of customer in mind, and then keep track of that week over week until you can compare. Like, is it around my goal? Is it not around my goal? There's no magic, on ads. You're gonna have to test, and then most likely you're gonna fail, and you're gonna have to test again, and it's most likely gonna fail and test. But while you're testing, you keep track of those numbers, because then you can compare them day by day, week by week, and see if you have improvement. If your CPM is lowering down, if your click rate's increasing, if your conversion rate's increasing, if your booking rate is increasing, if your close rate is increasing, and from there on. The way we keep track of that data for our clients, for example, is spreadsheets. Basically, like every week, we're able to assess. So I'll give you this example right here. We're able to track how much we spend in ads that week. What was our CPM for that week? How many people did we reach? How many clicks we got? Our cost per click, our click-through rate, how many leads were generated, the cost per lead, the percentage of clicks that became leads, are the amount of, in their case, free trials. In your case, we appointments. How many appointments were booked? How much was your cost per appointment booked? What was the conversion rate between leads and appointments? How many of them showed up? Right? Not everyone that you book will actually show. How much was your cost per appointment show? What was the conversion between appointments booked and appointments showed? How many new customers did you get? What was your cost per acquisition? What percentage of actual appointments that showed up closed with you? You know, what was the amount of revenue that you closed across the entire, like, for lifetime value? Because there's two type of revenues you track when you're looking at return on investment. You track cash collected, so how much you got into the transaction right away. So you liquidate your ad costs and all that. We got to think how much that customer is going to be worth to me in the next 12 months. You also got to keep that consideration because you only acquire them once, but then you keep making that revenue with them across the board, like for the rest of the year or even more than that. And all of those numbers right there will allow you to look at something that's called the ROAS, the return on ad spend. The ROAS is very simple. You divide the amount of revenue that you generated by your ads by how much you spent on them, and then you get a proportion. If that proportion is above 1, it means that you made more money than you spent, right? So if, for example, if your ROAS is 4, like you see right here, it means that for every $1 that you spent in ads, you generated $4 in revenue from your advertising.
This is the video. I hope that you got some valuable insights about Facebook and Instagram ads, and that now you have more better understanding before getting started with your campaigns. Again, if you have any questions, please just drop it down below in the comments, or you can also join our free community. The link's in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.